What's up, guys? You know who it is. Marcus J. Jackson with another Live Life for you. Live Life number 26. All right. Quick ways to banish stress. All right. Quick ways to banish stress. Yes, that's what we're talking about tonight. Okay, guys. Every single night at 12 o'clock, I make myself available from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning, okay? In an effort to prevent and make people aware of suicide, all right? Suicide is real, mental health is real, and we need more platforms for people to reach out, to be able to comment, to be able to talk, ask questions, judgment free, all right? If you are in danger of hurting yourself or someone else, please call 911 and get you some help immediately. All right. Tonight we're going to be talking about quick ways to banish stress, because stress is the ultimate silent killer, if you will. Okay. Because we feel stress from so many angles, it's hard to pinpoint exactly, because we do have some good stressors as well. All right. But it's ultimately the stress producing hormones that cause us depression, that cause us anxiety, that cause us weight gain and things of that nature, which is the stressors that really take us overboard, right? And we think suicide is the only is the only way or the only other alternative. All right. Well, tonight I'm here to tell you that it is not. Okay. It is not the only alternative and the only option. You hear that little British accent? It is not. All right. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Let me put that in the comments. Wait a minute. There we go. Uh-oh. Let me write this out. Alright. Copy. Paste. Good morning, Macy. How are you this morning? Alright, good to see you. Good to see you all here. It is a little bit after. No. I didn't mean to do that. Alright. Okay. I did have a client and ran a little late. I am a life coach. So some of my clients are on different time zones. So it is tough sometimes, because you get phone calls all hours of the night. All right. So yeah, definitely. If you want to talk to me, please reach out to me at 469-626-7486. Okay. If I do not answer, please leave me a message or leave me a text message. All right. And I'm also a realtor. So I'm on the phone in the morning. I'm sorry, in all hours of the day, actually. But in the morning, occupied with clients. So if I don't answer the phone, please leave a message. I always get back to the people I call, or the people that inbox me. I always respond back to you. Okay. So please feel free to reach out to me. Questions, comments. You can also email me at marcusjjackson@hotmail.com. marcusjjackson@hotmail.com with any questions, and I would be happy to speak to you, answer any questions. What else? I think that is it. We are actually going to dive right in. Okay, we're going to take a few moments just to bring our presence back to our body, right? Come out of our head so much, okay, and move that energy down into the body, into the extremities. We're going to feel our blood flowing. We're going to take a deep breath, and we're going to inhale, exhale, using the diaphragmatic breathing, right, which is allowing the belly to fill with air. All right, and the chest is going to rise slightly at the end of the breath, and you're going to exhale. All right. All right, so let's begin. Take a deep breath. remember, we're doing the diaphragmatic breathing. Deep breath. All right. So, quick ways to banish stress. All right. And actually, I'm going to be reading from an article in this magazine called Health, right? Which we started getting this magazine a couple weeks ago. You know, they just send you they just start sending you magazines now, and hopefully, I don't know, it's weird. They just started sending them to us in these different, I'm pretty sure with a subscription or something like that. You know, you sign up with these things and you get all these types of magazines or whatever. But this one was a very good read, right? And it's called Health. It's a health magazine, and the article is called "Quick Ways to Banish Stress." So I was like, So I was going to be talking about ways to manage stress today anyway, but I came across this article and was like, this will be perfect. And I also have to credit my lovely wife for this particular magazine because somehow she ordered them, and I'm pretty sure I'm paying for them in some form or fashion. So anyway, so it talks about if you have 1 minute, like it breaks it down into 1 minute increments, 5 minute increments, 10-minute increments, which I thought was very cool. And it just kind of gives you a layout of how to do these things, right? So, give me 1 second. Give me some water in my system real quick. All right. Let me see what Karen says. Good. All right. Cool. Much love. Much love. All right. And it's by A.R. Franklin. All right. So it says, if you have 1 minute, right, you can use this trigger point, right? So it turns out your body has a stress release button between the tendons, 2 or 3 finger widths above the center of the inner wrist is a point called the pericardium, explains a doctor from the Integrated Health Program in Massachusetts General Hospital. His name is Nadai Misovalchek. All right. His research shows that using your finger to apply pressure on the pericardium has a calming effect on the central nervous system. All right. So this is going to lend to some of that trigger point therapy, right? So your arm, make sure I got that right in there. So about midways. So if you put pressure right there, I'm assuming, I think I got that right. Anybody that knows how to do that, definitely, let us know if we're doing it the right way. But you put pressure right there, and it has a calming effect, right? So I'm actually doing it now to see if it's something that we, So 1, 2, 3 fingers above. So actually I brought it down a little bit, right? See if that'll work. And just put pressure there, okay? That's what the article says. So if you feel, like you need a calming effect, you need something to calm you, right? Take 2 fingers, measure 3 fingers from the wrist, 4 fingers from the wrist, I would say, and put some pressure right there on your arm, which is the pericardium. And according to the article, and just press it, right? So, and these are things that you would use in the event that you're feeling stressed. And by all means, whatever you can use to help you get through the day, let's do it. All right, let's focus on it. So you can perform trigger point therapy on yourself by placing your your thumb or your two fingers, and measure 2 or 3 fingers from the wrist right there, right? And then place pressure at the bottom of, at the bottom of the measurement, of course. Hold on 1 second. Gotta take care of something right quick. All right. So I got some drainage going because I've been drinking detox tea and detoxing and all that good stuff, and I messed it all up today eating some darn drinking a sweet tea and lemonade, right? So it's like literally got my sinuses and everything just like fired up, and I'm like, so I may have to pull off every now and then because, got some nasal drainage going on, all right? And some sneezing going on too. All right, so yes, so definitely if trigger point therapy is something that you want to engage in, it's definitely something that will help relieve stress, right? Because our body, and why that works is because our body is directly reflective to what's going on in our mind. You can look at a person and you can tell what their eating habits are. You can tell that, if they're on medication. You can tell if they're depressed. You can tell if they just have poor eating habits, because of the way the weight is distributed around the belly. And it's not, it's just something that you recognize in being in the industry for a while. You just know, you just look, what to look for. And a lot of times we can't, it's really, really difficult for us to change the way we think in order for it to reflect in our body, right? So anybody that's been on any kind of diet or workout plan, that your body is directly reflective of your mind. So if you think, that you're doing this diet and it's not for a reason to serve yourself, then the chances are you sticking to it is going to be very, very small. So, that lets you know that your, the way that you view yourself is definitely connected to the way, connected to, it definitely has a mind-body connection, if you will. All right. So let's move on to the next one, right? Balance your breath is the next part of the article. So, and this is, keep in mind, this is if you have 1 minute, right? 1 minute to spare, or these things only take a minute to do. And now that I have done like the pericardium thing, I'm more calm, because I would be kind of like, I was a little hyped, a little bit excited. I'm excited, but I'm more in a calmer state right now. It's weird, but yeah, I don't know if the trigger point therapy did it or what, but anyway. So it says balance your breath. Experts say that slowing down your breathing can get you out of fight or flight, which can help lower the stress hormone cortisol. There's a magic C word again. According to Aaron Telfer, a certified breath work healer, there is a quick exercise to help you relax. Inhale and exhale through your nose for counts of 5 in and out. Do this for a full minute and you will start to feel the tension leave your body, right? So that's kind of like what I do at the beginning of the video, right? Your breath is the connection to this world. All right. Your connection to life on this planet. That's how powerful your breath is, and how powerful breathing is, right? So what you do, check a comment. No, Amisha said, okay, cool, it actually works. Nice. Good. I don't know if you tried it, or did you try it, Missy? Is that what you're saying? That'd be cool if you tried it and it actually worked, or are you saying it actually worked for me? But yeah, definitely. So hopefully that worked for you as well. So yeah, your breath is your connection to this side of the world, this side of life. So once you stop breathing, right, for more than 4 or 5 minutes, it's pretty much you're going to pretty much make that transition into the next part of life, which is death. All right. So it is very, very important that you have your breath, and that you have your air, and we should be more focused on breathing, because that is, our breath is our life. Okay. So different breathing techniques that you use, I think they call them breatharians, like you would call, vegetarians or stuff like that. They're breatharians, and they've mastered breathing as such as that they can suppress their appetite. They can definitely control their moods. They know how to control their anger. They can basically control every aspect of their emotion by simply breathing and using different breathing techniques. They can heal themselves. So yes, definitely studying different forms of breathing. And one of the breathing techniques that I recommend for healing, because I'm also a Reiki master, and my clients that I perform Reiki on, I always tell them to do a breathing technique using 6-3-6-3, right? So it's inhaling, right, for 6 seconds, holding for 3, exhaling for 6 seconds, and holding for 3. Then again, inhaling for 6 seconds, hold for 3, exhale for 6 seconds, and hold for 3, right? So, but we're actually going to do this breathing technique that that's in the article, okay? Just so you know, this article is in the Health magazine, right? And it's called Quickie Ways to Banish Stress, right, by A.R. Franklin. And these are 1-minute techniques that you can use to help deal with stress, all right? So what we're going to do is, this is the 5, I'm sure that this is the 5 and 5 breathing technique, right? Because it says she recommends that you inhale through your nose for the count of 5, in and out, right? So you're going to breathe in for 5, exhale for 5. Breathe in for 5, exhale for 5, right? So let's try that real quick, okay? So in an effort to relieve stress, right? Breathe. Also, when you breathe through the nose, it brings oxygen to the brain, right? And you flush out all of the negative thoughts, and you continue to inhale positivity, blow out negativity. Inhale positivity, blow out negativity. All right, keep that in mind. Because sometimes little tweaks like that can put us exactly where we need to be mentally, as far as dealing with stress, right? So here we go. Let's do the 5 and 5 breathing technique. So we're going to inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 5. Exhale. Inhale for 5. Exhale. Inhale for 5. Exhale. All right. That's pretty good. Like, that's good. Things are like a little brighter, right? I mean, yeah, just instantly in those few breaths that I took, like I instantly, when I opened my eyes, things were a little brighter. Yeah, that's good. So definitely breathing is a very, very important aspect in how we deal with stress, because if we're getting the proper amount of oxygen to the brain, we can think in order to respond as opposed to reacting, right? If you ever because my nose is running, if you ever run into anyone that meditates, right? They're usually very calm, and they do it on a regular basis. They're usually very calm, and you can usually tell because they breathe from the belly, as opposed to breathing, doing the short breaths in the chest, right? Because we, especially men, a lot of men that I coach, they have trouble breathing because they've always held their stomach in, right, and stuck their chest out. Because as men, we, whenever we get around the ladies, we tuck our stomach in, real tight, and we breathe from the chest, right? And that's where really that short breathing or shallow breathing is hindering the diaphragm, is hindering the lungs, making them, disabling them, if you will, right? They don't have the ability to expand. So if your, if your lungs, isn't expanding, your diaphragm isn't expanding, your breath and your breathing is suppressed. Okay. And that's something like we definitely don't want that. Hold on one second. Okay. So yeah, definitely. You always want to make sure you're breathing. And I teach diaphragmatic breathing, right? And a lot of times, our sinuses are easily congested, right? You can't breathe through both nostrils because it's really ear, nose, and throat, and those funnels and tunnels and all that good stuff. Like, if you don't use them, they tend to close up, right? And not only that, you have, our eating habits produce mucus, and mucuses produce, inflammation, and a whole slew of problems that go on in our body when, we're not doing the things that are necessary to maintain optimal health, right? Breathing, if you're not breathing through your nose, right, one nostril will tend to clog up. So it may even take a few days for it to kick in, or for some of us, it takes weeks. So in one of the programs that we have is we help people learn how to breathe, all right? And learning how to, in essence, we teach meditation, with meditation, you learn how to breathe in order to induce more of a deeper connection, in the chaos, right? To make the meditation go even deeper, right? With the breath that you use, okay? So that it's like if that nasal airway, all that things, like if you don't use them, they are, they tend to atrophy, right? So if you ever ran, or you start running an exercise program, right, and it's really, really difficult to breathe after you run, and you're coughing, you're hacking up, and your back's hurting, your chest is hurting, and all that because we're used to shallow breathing, right? So you have to open up the lungs. You have to breathe through the nose, exhale through the mouth, right? You have to allow the belly to expand when you breathe, all right? Your chest usually will naturally raise towards the end of the breath, and not, doing a lot of chest breathing, okay? So anyway, you get sexy after, you master all these things. It's a work in progress while you do it. We got to, we had to let the belly hang sometimes, guys, for, breath's sake, for air, right? You got to get some more air off in there, okay? A lot of times we have migraines. We suffer from migraines because we're doing shallow breathing and not enough oxygen is getting to the brain, right? And you have pressures that go on, behind the eyes, in the head, that causes migraine because there's not enough oxygen. So if your brain or parts of your brain are not getting oxygen, then they tend to constrict, if you will, right? And or there's a forced dilation, right? And your body, the way your body responds to it is you have a headache. Your head starts hurting. Either it's like a pressure headache, or it's a stress headache, or migraines, if you will. All right. So all those things are connected to breathing, and the 5 and 5 technique mentioned in the article is a definite way to help with breathing patterns and help you master, your breath. All right, because breath is very, very important. It's our connection to the body, in this realm or in this planet, if you will. Okay. So let's move on to if you have 5 minutes, right? So the article, let me check the comments real quick, see what we got. So Chantel Wallace chimed in. Hello, good morning. Trina Wood chimed in. Hello. Hey, how's it going, Trina? Thank you for tuning in this morning. Good morning to you. Just to recap real quick, we're going over an article called Quickie Ways to Banish Stress, but I just put quick ways to banish stress in the effort for suicide awareness and prevention, okay? And this entire week is dedicated to the LGBTQ community. Because I kicked off Monday with the young man, the 4th grader in North Carolina that committed suicide because he was bullied by his peers because he came out to them as being gay. He came out to his mother earlier, I guess, that weekend, and his mother encouraged him, which gave him the confidence to go to school and come out and be who he was as well. But inadvertently, it went the opposite direction. His peers began to bully him, and as a result, he took his own life. And this little guy was 9 years old. So this week, right? This month is National Suicide Prevention Month, or National Suicide Awareness Month. And this week I'm dedicating all of the videos to, the LGBTQ plus community. All right. So yeah, if you want to shout out to anybody on here, definitely by all means do so. This is a judgment-free zone. We don't do anything like that, and I make myself available from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. I usually shut the video down close to 1 o'clock, but I am available if you want to talk to me afterwards at 469-626-7486. If you call after 2 o'clock or sometime during the day, leave me a message. I will get back with you. Inbox me. I will get back with you. I do answer my inbox, and some of you have replied. Once I do answer the inbox, they're like, oh wow, you really answered the inbox, or they say you really answered the phone, and I'm like, yeah, I do. I mean it. Like, if you want to talk to me and I'm available, and I can help you through a difficult situation, I am more than happy to. But also, there's other resources. If you cannot reach me, the Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 800-273-8255. They also have a live chat at suicidepreventionlifeline.org. They're available to talk to as well. You're going to tap into more of the specialized resources there. Who are counselors and professionals who are trained or specialize in suicide prevention and awareness, and counseling people through that as well. If you're in danger of hurting yourself or someone else, please call 911 and get you some help immediately. All right. So let's jump back into the article. Right. This article is in Health Magazine, and it says Quickie Ways to Banish Stress by A.R. Franklin. So if you have 5 minutes, right, which is a pretty interesting one, it says pop a mint. She advises that you should pop a mint when you get worked up. Your brain goes into default mode, right? Default mode network, as you know, it has an acronym called DMN, which is associated with depression and repetitive rumination, says Melanie Greenberg, PhD, a licensed clinical psychologist in Mill Valley, California, and she's also the author of Stress Proof Brain. In DMN, the brain is wired to bring up undone tasks, which can take you away from enjoying the moment. However, sucking on a mint activates your task positive network, TPN, which turns off DMN, right? We like these sugar-free spearmint permits, right? They're like $2 for 20 of them. And she put where you could order them at the purecompany.com. Yeah, the PURcompany.com, right? So mints, it is so weird today that, I have Altoids in there because I like to drink coffee, so I keep Altoids in my car and in my bag. So, and then, coffee kind of gives your breath like this bitter smell, like this coffee smell, and it never goes away. And I don't know, coffee is so bad in appearance wise, it affects your appearance, right? Because it stains your teeth, right? My teeth are stained because of years of drinking coffee. So they have like a yellow tint, or like a brown tint sometimes, because and of course I brush my teeth and everything, and it they'll turn back white again, but throughout the day I have to chase my coffee with water, and just kind of swish it around in my mouth to keep my teeth from staining, because I go to the dentist and my dentist jumps on me about getting a little whitening treatment. It's a free whitening treatment or whatever. And she's like, this is such a waste of time, because in order for your teeth to turn white, Marcus, you're going to have to stop drinking coffee. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I really want white teeth, because I like coffee and I'm not going to stop drinking coffee. So we butt heads about that. We go back and forth about that. But, she's cool. She understands. As long as I don't have any cavities, I'm cool. I mean, yeah, having white teeth is cool, and my teeth aren't freaking yellow or anything like that, but they do have a tint on them because I drink coffee. So I always keep a mint in there. And this morning, I was a little stressed this morning. I was a little, because I was tired, I was physically tired. So I had been up for probably 18, 20 hours, right? And I'd been up, and I was just I wasn't able to get everything that I got a lot done, but it wasn't as much as I wanted to get done. So this morning I was a little on edge or whatever, a little detached, kind of scatterbrained a little bit. And of course, my beautiful wife was able to re-motivate me. So, I came back to myself again and was just like, all right, cool, let's let's go beast mode. Let's tackle this thing together, right? So I said, hey, I said, man, my breath is kicking. You got some mints? And she was like, yeah. So I popped a couple Altoids, right? And like after that, like I literally worked for probably a good 3 hours working on one of my mentors was helping me with my website, getting my website set up, and I was really doing some research in real estate and was like really focused on what I was doing. All because I popped a couple mints. So I can actually vouch for that. I know that it works, as well as the breathing. I know that the breathing works, and I know that popping a mint works also. Okay, and I just did the putting 2 fingers on the pericardium nerve or pressure point right there. So if you feel stressed out and you need a calming effect going, put 2 fingers right there, right? So definitely, these things, I can attest to these things working, and I know for a fact that the mint works because, like, I literally did it today. Before I had even read this article, it was just, that's that divine intervention, if you will. Okay, let me check my comments. Trina Wood says, LOL, understood, I'm a coffee freak. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, man, I've been drinking coffee for a lot of years. So, but yeah, definitely try popping a mint, right? So if you were anything like me today, then, you were kind of scattered and like all over the place, and you kind of need to refocus, like get a mint, right? Peppermint or Altoids is something that I use all the time, or you can use these purr mints that she talks about at the purrcompany.com, purecompany.com, and try it out and see. I'd be, hey, leave some comments or shoot me an email, let me know how that worked for you, okay? So another suggestion she says is give yourself a hug, right? But not just any ordinary hug, a butterfly hug. Here's how. Place your right hand on your left shoulder and cross your left hand over to touch your right shoulder. Okay. Then repeatedly tap one hand after another for 5 minutes. Wow, says Greenberg. Experts believe that bilateral stimulation on both sides of the body produces a physiological relaxation response, sort of like when you rock a baby to sleep. Okay, so I'm definitely finna try that right now. So, basically put your right hand on your left shoulder, right? And, vice versa, do the other side, and just like pat yourself on the back, like give yourself a hug and a squeeze, right? So that bilateral stimulation, which is, tapping yourself on both sides of the, on both sides of the shoulder, whatever, right? So, but if you got big arms like mine, it's kind of hard to wrap yourself around. Yeah, but if you can get behind there, it's a little difficult for me to do, but see how that stimulation may help. But definitely, I know that we teach, my wife and I, when we do our coaching workshops, we teach people to hug each other. Like you can hug yourself, right? I've never done the patting per se, or I'd say give yourself a pat on the back. That definitely helps, kind of give you a little boost, if you will, a little bit of stimulation. But hugging yourself, yes, I can definitely attest to that, because if you hug yourself, like you can do this right now, cross your arms and grab your arms and just kind of hug yourself, like you'll feel goosebumps. You'll kind of feel chills, maybe running down your spine a little bit, because it's a very, very like unfamiliar feeling to hug yourself, right? It's like, wow, like, just like embrace yourself, right? Because nobody really does it. Like not a lot of people. And I'm giving y'all secrets like a mug. People pay money for this information, and I'm giving it to y'all. All right. So hug yourself. It instantly makes you, like, it instantly peps you up, right? So just take a minute and just hug yourself, right? Just give yourself like a 15-20 second hug, and tell yourself, hey, it's gonna be all right, and tell yourself, hey, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna take care of you, don't worry, right? So doing that, like, it kind of sends chills up and down your spine. It does mine, because I'm like, wow, and I haven't hugged myself in a while, right? So if you, definitely hug yourself, and this young lady has a PhD in clinical psychology, so she's definitely right on it when, she talks about, embracing yourself and hugging yourself. So I can definitely attest to that as well. So I think that's very, very good. So yeah, give yourself a hug, man. I mean, even, and to add to that, a lot of times we don't even, it's difficult for us to spend time with ourselves. And especially when we have new clients, it takes a while to get them acclimated to meditation, because a lot of people, they have a, there's a stigma around meditation, right? They think it's some kind of, some voodoo, if you will. Like, I've had all kind of like pushback for, meditation and or just spending time with yourself, right? You don't necessarily have to be in a state of prayer or a state of meditation. Just existing, by yourself, spending time with yourself. Think about how foreign it feels to hug yourself, right? Just think about that. And that shows us that some of us aren't used to spending time alone or spending time with ourselves, because we're constantly stimulated by these outside forces or this outside energy, right? And a great percentage of this energy is negative, right? Because it either has a fear-based connection, or we're in a lack of self-love because we're seeking approval or validation from someone or something in order to produce that feel-good energy for us, as opposed to taking time and hugging ourselves and spending time with ourselves to produce that energy on our own. Okay. So yeah, definitely. Let me get off my soapbox. So give yourself a hug, right? And another one, this is if you have 5 minutes. So clear the clutter. And let me be honest with you for a minute. My desk, like right now, like at the end of the day, like I got stuff all over the place. Like literally. Yeah, I got stuff all over the place. But at the beginning of the day, like I'll clean up, or after I get off here, I'll clean some stuff up. Like I'll pick up my water bottles and pick up my coffee mugs or whatever, and put them in the sink or throw them in the trash and so on and so forth. And it feels good. It's like because I'm preparing for tomorrow. Like I'm already in a mental state of preparing for the next day, because I'm cleaning up my junk, off of my desk. So definitely, when I was working, I work from home now, but when I was working in the office, like I would always clean my desk off, at the office. Like my papers had to be straight or put away, my sticky notes had to be all lined up perfectly on my computer, right? So I could prepare for the next day. So that's definitely something that I can attest to without even reading it through its entirety. But it says clear the clutter. It says chaotic environments create more stress, says Susan Belay Haas. She's an MD, wellness expert, and the author of Live a Life You Love. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna have to check that book out. Take a few minutes to clean up. Taking a few minutes to clean up can automatically make you feel better, she says. The benefit of tidying is actually twofold. We already know that an organized area can elicit feelings of control and clarity. But research also shows that completing tasks with your hands can have a soothing, therapeutic impact on the brain. When you engage your senses like touch, it takes you out of your stressed out mind and has a meditative effect, says Dr. Belai Haas. That said, the thought of tackling a large mess can be overwhelming. So start small by throwing out trash or cleaning crumbs off your desk. Ta-da! Yeah, so definitely, that's good. The benefits of tidying is actually twofold. Let me read that again. We already know that an organized area can elicit feelings of control and clarity, right? So if you are, definitely you're taking control of your environment, right? Just that little medial task of cleaning your desk up, making sure the crumbs are off of it, taking your coffee mug and put it back on the sink. Like, you're taking back control, right? And you have some clarity about your thought process throughout the day. So that's really, really, I can definitely relate to that, and that works. That definitely works. And then she talks about how the research shows that working with your hands is very soothing. So I think about mechanics, right? And most of the mechanics that I've ever met that they work with their hands, they are real calm, like they're really, really calm. And now it makes sense because I'm like, oh, okay. And usually barbers and, hairstylists, like, they're usually calm people. I can't speak for all of them, but the ones that I know, they're very, very calm, right? That's because they're in a natural meditative state when they're in the zone. They're cutting hair, they're making the parts and do it good. Shout out to my barber, Jeremiah, at Hands of Glory, right? That's where he cuts out there. So look up Hands of Glory and reach out to my man, Jeremiah J. He goes by Jay in the barbershop. So give him a holler if you need a cut or anything like that. Definitely, if you're working with your hands, right? The article says you kind of produce this meditative state, and there's that magic word, guys. I promise you, meditation is the fountain of youth. Okay, it is literally the fountain of youth. So you want to look young, you want to stay looking young, right? And you want to have a clear mind. Meditation is definitely something that you want to research and study. Because all things that we look at are speaking to things, or speaking to ways to de-stress, right? And if you never take time, if you can't spend 5 to 7 minutes with yourself, why do you expect other people to want to spend time with you? And if they are spending time with you and you never spend time with yourself, you have to really question, why are they around you? Like, are they trying to get something from you, right? Or you're trying to get something from them, all right? And if we're in the posture of always getting or taking from someone, like, we have to really question, like, okay, wow, what is it that I'm doing? Like, there's an imbalance at some point where, that has to be balanced. So you can't always be in a posture of, acting a certain way to get something from someone. Like, that's literally fake. Like, you're literally being fake just to, get something from somebody, right? So in order to keep that from happening, you learn to spend time with yourself, whether it be in prayer or whether it be in meditation or taking a walk or whatever. Spend some time with yourself. I would encourage you to do that, because if you don't, it's kind of difficult to ask other people to be around you when you don't even want to be around yourself. So a lot of my clients, when they're acclimating to meditation, it's difficult, because some of them are, they've never meditated, or they've always been in a posture of prayer, praying for things, or, asking for someone or something, and not receiving it per se, because you just kind of put it out there in the prayer mentality, right? But as opposed to meditating and actually pondering on an answer per se. It's what meditation speaks to per se. You actually you ponder on that particular thing in which you prayed for or asked for, and that's the waiting for the answer is what meditation is. So that's why you run into a lot of people who work with their hands that are very, very calm. All right, doctors, like surgeons. If you've ever talked to a surgeon before or had surgery, he's usually very, very calm, right? They have a very, very calm demeanor about them. So definitely, let's continue. Time is running out. So the next part is if you have 10 minutes, right? She said she recommends thinking good thoughts. Okay. So if you have 10 minutes, think good thoughts. Remember that amazing vacation you took to the Turks or in Cancun. How about the blissful vibe you felt on your wedding day? When you're stressed, imagine yourself in a safe and happy place. Imagining yourself in a safe and happy place can be very helpful, says Greenberg. Conjuring up happy memories can help you calm down from negative emotions. Having a hard time getting your mind there, whip out your phone and scroll through photos. This can help you to stop thinking about the things that may cause your stress and will bring you back to the time you felt grounded and relaxed, says Greenberg. Yes, so definitely when we do relationship coaching, one of the main things that I like to do is I like to take the phone, right? And I will say, hey, let me see the pictures in your phone, right? And of course, there's some things they don't want to see, but what I'm looking for is pictures of them together or selfies of them together, right? And that kind of, lets me know where, it gives me an idea about, how I need to start angling or one of the things that we need to work on, right? So, yeah, I can definitely attest to that in particular because that's one of the things that I use. If you are feeling bad, especially like last year we traveled a lot. My wife and I, we traveled a whole bunch. We went to Brazil. We went to the Bahamas. Like we were all over the place. This year we're working on building our business, so we haven't traveled as much. But we have friends that we stay in contact with in Brazil. We have our driver that we hung out with in the Bahamas, and we have pictures, right? We have pictures of them. They contact us, and we have like little postcards, and we have like a little photo album or vacation area in our house where we put all our stuff from vacation. So we got pictures, we got little things that we like, little what do you call that? Souvenirs. Little shot glasses, like little plates, just little things that we picked up along the way, in the trip to Brazil and the Bahamas. And it was pretty awesome. So that always makes me feel good, and it always makes me refocus. Like, okay, cool. I got to get back to Brazil. I got to get back on a cruise to Bahamas and, things like that. Because it's really, really easy to go into that depression. Like you can go into a depression and just really be like, you know what? I don't know. Things are getting tough, and I'm down about this, or I'm depressed about this, I'm anxious about that, and so on and so forth. And it could really take you down. So definitely, if you have good memories, which is something that we have to attack, because some of us think that we don't have good memories, and we think that we're in this situation forever. And a lot of us will resort to thinking that suicide is the only way out, is the only option, the only other alternative, right? But in the depressed times, there was a moment when you smiled, right? You're not depressed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time, every moment and second of the day. There is someone or something that you reflect on, and it makes you smile. It makes you grin. It makes you have a good thought at some point. Okay. At some point, it has to happen. It's a biological necessity okay, for you to smile or have a good feeling at some point. So I would invite you to revisit those good feelings, just like the article says. Scroll through your phone. Reflect on the things that made you feel good. Reflect on the things that made you laugh, because I guarantee you, if you think back far enough, there was something that made you feel good. There was something that you smiled about. There was something that you laughed about, right? You haven't been depressed all day, every single second of your life, right? So I would invite you to please go back into your memory bank and pull up those feel-good memories and reflect on them, all right? And I guarantee you you'll feel better, and it'll help you be able to push through the day, all right? So let me see, running out. And the last one is sip on this tea. Sip on this tea. That jittery feeling you get when you're anxious, your central nervous system may be to blame. That's because your central nervous system can become overstimulated when the body tries to process chronic or unrelenting stress. Try lemon balm or passion flower tea. Both are thought to calm the central nervous system, says Dr. Milos Chevik. I think that's what it says, Dr. Milos Chevik. What's more, the act of stopping what you're doing to perform a ritual like making tea can also help take you out of a stress spiral. All right. So that act, yeah, I can definitely attest to that. So that act of making something with your hands speaks out once again. I know when I get ready to make tea, it is a very, very common effect. I make coffee in the morning, right? It is, because you're about to indulge in something. You're creating something with your hands that's going to make you feel good. Like that warm feeling, especially when it's cold outside, right? And you go into the restaurant, or you get up and it's real cold in the morning, and you make hot chocolate, or you make coffee, or you make tea. Like that first sip is just like, it's so euphoric, and you're just like, ah. It's like, I'm telling you, it is like the most amazing feeling in this world. And you created it. You open your little tea bag, you put your little hot water in there, and you let it steep, or your coffee, you count out your little tablespoons and, whatever, and just like, it is very therapeutic. All right. So I would definitely invite you to experiment with tea and find out what teas, you like or make you feel good and things of that nature. Definitely. So central nervous system, let's talk about that real quick. That's kind of like your electrical lifeline throughout the body, right? And if it's overstimulated by stress, what happens is your body produces a hormone called cortisol. It's a stress hormone, right? And it produces layers of fat right there in the belly, just because you're worried, or you're stressed out about something, depressed or anxiety. You can tell right off if someone is depressed, or they're going through something emotionally, or if they have an emotionally stressed life, right? Because a lot of times that stress will settle right there in the abdomen, right there in the stomach area, or you'll either have the sag, or you'll have the protrusion of the belly. And a lot of times we think that it's the workout, right? And we work out, and like we say the workout doesn't work, or the workout is a failure because I've been working out for 1-2 months and no results. Now that's because it's it's twofold. Like you have to not only work out, but you also have to work that mental side as well. So sometimes you have to declutter the mind in order for the cortisol to decrease. So if you're in a constant state of worry still, right, and you're working out and you're eating right and the weight's not going anywhere, it's because you're still stressed out. You're still in a mental strain, and your mind is causing your body to stay in a fight or flight mode. So that's where the tea comes in, right? The different types of herb, like the lemon balm and the passion flower, right? Those things help calm the nervous system, which will decrease the production of cortisol, which is the stress hormone, right? Which is the hormone that essentially makes us fat. So with that being said, guys, I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, please share, right? If you want more information, more detailed information, go to my YouTube channel. It's Marcus J. Jackson. Become a subscriber. Hit the notification button so you can know every time I upload a video. Hit the notification button here on Facebook so you can know every time I go live. And I'm always sharing some information that's definitely going to add value in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Real quick, just recap. If you have 1 minute, you can use the trigger pressure point, balance your breath, right? That was the second thing. Using the breathing techniques, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Then if you have 5 minutes, pop a mint, right? We talked about popping the Altoids. Give yourself a hug. We talked about the feel-good energy that you have from getting a hug or giving yourself a hug. Clear the clutter. Make sure you clear your desk around you when you finish working. Gets you prepared for the next day. Gives you a sense of calmness and clarity, right? If you have 10 minutes, right, think good thoughts. You know, go through your phone, look at those happy times, look at the selfies of you and your mate, or you when you were in a good mood, all right? Because nobody really stays depressed for 24 hours, 7 days a week, all right? So I think we kind of debunked that. And last but not least, sip on tea, right? And he recommended the lemon balm or passion flower tea, which calms the central nervous system. Okay, guys. Like I said, hope you found value in this. If you did, please share this video. Someone else can definitely benefit from it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate it. Let me see any questions. Check the. All right. Good morning, Rashana. Good morning, Patricia. All right. Please feel free to reach out to me at 469-626-7486 if you have any questions about anything that we talked about tonight. If you are in danger of hurting yourself or someone else, please call 911. If you want to talk to one of the professional suicide specialists, the Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255. You can get some help there. They also have a live chat at suicidepreventionlifeline.org. All right. Shout out to the LGBTQ community. Much love, guys. Listen, live life to the fullest. Y'all take it easy and try not to do too much. Peace.